Hello, this is Martha. So in this video, I am going to give an overview of my take on the astrology of 2022. And this video is also a welcome for those of you who have the Sacred Cosmic Rhythms 2022 Almanac or personal astrology guide or journal or any of the above. So this is this video is going to welcome you into using the journal and the almanac and the personal astrology guide. But it's really, I'm going to just give a sense out loud of what I see and how I feel called by the energies coming up in 2022. And I speak to those in the journal, and all three of those. I won't repeat their names over and over again. But I just want to go into it a little bit more deeply and in this video. And then, so I'll give that overview of 2022. And for those of you in particular who are using the personal astrology guide or the almanac, which includes the astrology guide, that goes really in detail, really in depth into the transits of each of the planets and the goddess asteroids and Chiron and Eris and Black Moon Lilith. So if you are a person who wants to go really deeply in that way and really wants to apply these transits to your chart, I will make separate videos for that. And if you want one-on-one help understanding how the transits I'm about to talk about apply to your chart, in particular your life specifically, then I also offer what I'm calling the Song of You in 2022. And that is a report that I write, really specifically looking at your natal chart and how 2022 is possibly going to play out in your life, kind of what the weather forecast is specifically for you, not just for the world. So if that is of interest to you, that is called the Song of You in 2022. And that's another option on my website, or you can contact me directly and I can help you with that. But in this video, I just want to focus on the overarching weather forecast for the planet, I guess you could say, for all of us. And, with the big caveat I want to give is that, of course, any of these astrological transits can be interpreted in so many different ways. And there's so many possible scenarios of how the same energies could play out. And so I'm not trying to predict anything. I don't feel comfortable doing that. But what I am naming is a combination of what I intellectually see in the astrology, and then also what I'm called to say and what I'm feeling, the spirit world is the messages the spirit world is really bringing forth through me. So that's unique to me, and that doesn't mean that it's true. That's my caveat. But I do feel these things very strongly, and the spirit world is pretty adamant about me bringing it forward. So here I am bringing it forward. Anyway, what I want to start out with is where we've been, what the astrology and the energies have been doing in 2019, 2020, and 2021. there are two major transits that have been, well, several. There's kind of one theme to the transits that have been playing out in the past couple of years, which is this theme around unearthing and a destruction of the known and of the structures of the status quo and of our society and of the way we even conceive of our own identity and just the known in all kinds of ways. And the astrology of that has included various things, including this Pluto Eris square that took place 5 times over 2020 and 2021, which is about, again, the destruction of the known, speaking up about what is not working for the common person or for justice or that kind of thing on all kinds of levels. Then number 2 this year has been the Saturn-Uranus square that has, in 2021, that is occurring a total of 3 times. The last time will be on Christmas Eve, 2021. I'm recording this actually on Thanksgiving Day, well, November 25th, 2021. So that's, about a month from now, from when I'm recording this. And that also is bringing up similar themes of the known and the not yet known, or the not yet conceived of, kind of trying to balance each other. And kind of having a dialogue with each other, pretty, with a lot of tension in that dialogue. But they're trying to, my sense of it is that those energies are trying to find a way to work together and to integrate. And they both have a medicine to them. They both have a wisdom, that which is not yet conceived of, or that which, the vision of the divine that we haven't yet come into has its own wisdom. And then the grounded structure of what we do know, it also has a wisdom, has, a necessary thing to bring to the table. So they're both important. And that's what this square actually, in a sense, is a gift, because it reminds us that both are important. And then, so there's more. I mean, there's more to the major transits over the last couple of years that are related to the same theme, such as, Saturn conjunct Pluto and Jupiter conjunct Pluto, and many major things. I won't name all of them, but the theme, this overarching theme, is this unearthing and kind of knocking down of what we have known. Okay, so we're starting out 2022 with that ripple. Those stones have hit the lake, and those ripples are continuing. And as we go into 2021, like the Eris Pluto square won't happen again, but the ripple effect is absolutely still there. And the Uranus Saturn square won't exactly happen again, but it will almost happen in October of 2022. So, and that, so the sound of it is still there. Maybe the exact 2 notes won't join precisely, in that square, but their songs are absolutely singing in a way that are still squarish, if that makes sense. So these themes are very, very present still. Okay. Then, in addition, in the year of 2022, Uranus, which again has been squaring Saturn in 2021, Uranus is going to play a really prominent role because the nodes of the moon are going to be switching from Sagittarius and Gemini into Scorpio and Taurus. And Uranus is currently in Taurus. So as the north node of the moon moves through Taurus, it's going to conjunct or join up with Uranus, which means that there's going to be this very strong focus collectively on a soul level on this Uranian energy, which is about, again, change and breaking free of the known. So this energy is so strong still in this year upcoming. And for example, on August 1st, Mars is going to join the north node of the moon and Uranus, which are already going to be joined together. Mars will then enter into that combination. So the three will be together at 18 degrees of Taurus. The north node of the moon, Uranus, and Mars on August 1st, 2022. Incredibly powerful. I don't want to predict anything, but that's just very powerful and so has such high potential for, radical, quick change of all kinds. Okay, so we've got this sort of base note of all these ongoing and continuing energies around change and motion and letting go of what has been to make way for what needs to come next. Okay, so those energies are pretty intense and can feel difficult and can feel hard. But then what I really feel, good about, I guess you could say, are two things. Number one, the big thing that a lot of astrologers are talking about and probably will be talking about that I'm feeling, particularly lit up about when I feel into the spirit world, they just start like chattering like, yay, is this, the fact that Jupiter will conjunct Neptune in Pisces on April 12th at 23 degrees, I think it is, of Pisces. This conjunction of Jupiter and Neptune in Pisces has not occurred since 1857, something like that. Anyway, a long time. It doesn't happen often at all, right? So it's a pretty big deal. And Jupiter is the traditional ruler of Pisces. Neptune is the modern ruler of Pisces. So these two rulers of Pisces are joining together in Pisces. And the way that I feel that so strongly, I'm feeling it right now, is I just get, when I see those energies come together, I get shown this, light going straight up into source and then down into the earth and around through infinity. Anyway, the potential of that energy of Jupiter and Neptune just feels like this incredible opportunity for those of us who feel called, to really release into, I want to say, the vibration of ourselves is the divine. That's the way that the spirit world puts it. So we have this sense that many of us often strive to raise our vibration. And what the spirit world is really adamantly saying to me over and over and over again is that's a good goal, but it's kind of silly in a certain way, because there is only one real ultimate vibration to be, which is ourselves as the divine. So rather than like continuing on this upward journey of trying to continually raise our vibration, they say, please just remember, come into the vibration of you as the divine. That's the ultimate highest possibility. So they're just like, just do it. And actually a few weeks ago, they had me channel a really simple guided visualization meditation to do just that. And that's on my Teachable site here as well. And it's part of the package for the monthly membership. So anyone who joins any level of the monthly membership gets that for free as part of the membership. Or you can just buy it on its own. It's not very expensive. So they say that, you know, that's their one goal for all of us, for humanity, is that if they could give us one gift, it would be for us to come into the resonance of ourselves as the divine. And they're saying right now, just do it. Please just do it. Because when we come into that resonance of ourselves as the divine, so much just becomes clear. You know, it's very, there's a lot less guessing. There's a lot less striving. I can just feel it in my body right now. It's just, I get this feeling of it just is. And I feel this really deep peace and like calm contentment. There's nothing to be other than ourselves as the divine, which we are, which we all are. Everything is, right? Okay. Wow, I can feel my nervous system just relaxing so much, even just feeling into that. Pretty cool. Okay, and then the next thing that goes along with that Jupiter-Neptune conjunction that feels so good in my body, and that I'm, looking forward to in a sense, is the switch of the nodes of the moon into Taurus and Scorpio. And so the nodes of the moon, in a sense, are speak to the collective in kind of focus of our soul evolution, or it's like it's points us to what's going to help our soul evolution in this moment. So the south node of the moon will be moving into Scorpio, and the south node of the moon can have to do with releasing the old and also bringing in gifts from the old. And so Scorpio is also about releasing and letting things, in a sense, die, but die in the service of life. So, die in the sense of a tree becoming compost, which then serves the life of the new seeds. So it's not like death in the sense of just permanent goes away. It's that it rots back into the life-giving substance that nourishes what needs to come next. So for the south node to be moving into Scorpio is, can easily be thought of as kind of a dark energy in a certain sense. But the way I feel it is that, yeah, stuff's likely to come up. Lots of stuff is very, very likely to come up, but it's coming up. It's going to come up to be released, and it needs to be released. And it's it's just an opportunity for us all to kind of clean shop on a very deep level. But then what's so cool, what I feel happy and excited about is that what we're releasing in that South Node Scorpio energy is in service of moving into this North Node in Taurus. That's one way to think of it. So the North Node in Taurus, for me, has a lot to do with simplicity and the notion of what is real survival. Like, what is the essence of what we really truly need as beings of the earth for our real essential survival and thriving as, on this planet and as beings of this planet. And how can we be in co-creation with the earth, with the divine? The earth herself is a being of the divine. So when I feel these nodes switching, going to be switching in January into Scorpio and Taurus, I feel this energy of like releasing and simplifying and just refining, like coming into this really rich, simplified state of being that is so much more in harmony with like just ourselves breathing as the divine and earth combined as one. That's one way that comes to me, because we are. And I think in this human life, we forget about that. And we forget that we're divine, and we forget that we are of the earth, both. We get caught up in being humans, which we think is something else. I don't know, different from nature and different from our divinity, which is kind of funny because all we really are is the earth, which is part of the divine. But we get caught up in a lot of extraneous things that to me feel like padding, padding that we don't need. And it just gets in our way, and it gets in the way of the health of the planet, actually, and the health of ourselves, our emotional well-being, our physical well-being, all kinds of not helpful things. And as we release and let go, it's like we can almost breathe more easily. And again, we become the cellular structures that we are that are a combination of earth and divine as one. And that's it. And we can just release and let go of everything else. And we just need, our needs are so simple, really. So that is exciting to me. And, really, of course, goes along with the whole theme of the destruction and the letting go of the structures of our world that has been happening. It's continuing to happen. Again, as we're letting go, we can have this focus, like this focal point of that Taurus energy of ourselves, as beings of the earth and of the divine. And that can be almost like our mantra this year, is that, we're in alignment, we're vibrating as ourselves as the divine, and then we're coming into this simple, clear, grounded breathing of ourselves as the being of the earth and the being of the divine. And that's it. Like that's all we need to do. And then just let the rest transform itself. And yeah, the transformation has to happen. It has to happen. And it's happening. It is happening. Clearly, we can look at the entire world. We can see transformation happening. But if we're really, you know, centered in a way that feels in alignment for us, it's coming from this place of ourselves as the divine, as the earth. When things shake out, you know, we're much more likely to have things reconfigure in a way that's going to be really pure and in alignment with the ultimate highest good. So that's the big overarching call and feeling that I have about this year, which is, you know, again, has potential for challenge, certainly, but has a really beautiful potential. And then the one thing I also just want to add that is maybe my own little pet project. I don't know, maybe me projecting my own interests or whatever, but I feel so strongly that this year in particular, you know, there's all these energies around destruction of various structures and constructs in our world, which I think relate to all kinds of things. But when I look at the energies of 2022, the huge theme that keeps coming through for me is the incredible potential I see for a reconfiguring of our conception of gender, our conceptions around sexuality, our conceptions around relationship, and going along with all of that, our conceptions of the notion of masculinity, femininity, the divine masculine, the divine feminine, and the inner relationship of the two in ourselves, in existence, with each other, in our world. Yeah, and that can take so many different forms. But I personally am feeling very called to drop into that in my own work in the world. And the astrology really, really reinforces that for me, that is a big, big push of the energies of the year, that, you know, that we really have an opportunity, I think, to really let go of a lot of ways that we have been doing this whole gender thing and the whole relationship between the genders, even the notion of polarity of genders, and come into a new way. The current up and coming generations sure is doing it, at least in my world over here with my my 14-year-old. Yeah, but his whole community, I mean, I do live in California, USA, so it's a little bit of a skewed sample perhaps, but wow, this up and coming generation is doing things totally differently than I could have conceived of when I was 14 or 18 or 25. And I was pretty radical. So yeah, I think it's really cool, and I'm super excited about it. And it feels so healing, so much healing potential coming along for all of us this year and beyond. Yeah, so I just wanted to name that part as well. And yeah, I mean, there's more. There's so much more, but that's kind of the overall picture of what I'm feeling in the astrology of 2022. Yeah. And so I want to just say that in the monthly membership that I'm offering, I will be making videos that go, that are for each month, going more deeply into the energies of each upcoming month. And then if you join one of the membership tiers that includes one-on-one time with me, then I will look at your chart with you and give a sense each month or each season, however you choose to do it, whatever you feel called to do with me. I'll look more specifically for you, kind of what's the weather forecast likely to be like for you, what themes are going to arise maybe on a soul level for you, or an emotional level, what's likely to maybe percolate given what's going on in your life and what your natal chart looks like. So I would love to have you join the monthly membership as well, if you feel called to do that. And enjoy using the journal or the almanac or the personal astrology guide, whatever you feel called to get. This is the journal. And the almanac, which includes the personal astrology guide and the journal. Yeah, and if you are seeing this video and you don't have any of those, you can order them on my website or on Amazon. My website has a link to the Amazon link. So on my website, you can get a downloadable PDF or ebook version of any of them. And on Amazon, you can get a Kindle version or a paperback, this version. And with any of them, you also can link to the free videos that I'm doing, the free video series on the archetypes of the zodiac. And yeah, anybody can join the monthly membership, whether or not you have the journal or any of these. But I think that if you're joining the monthly membership, you probably would want to have the journal, I'm guessing, because yeah, it's they certainly go together. Okay, so I think that is all for now. If you have any questions, certainly be in touch with me anytime. My goal with all of this is just to, as always, help you feel connected to yourself, to the spirit world, to the ultimate reality of yourself as the divine, as the earth, as one, like I've said, and to feel held and seen on a soul level and deeply, infinitely loved by existence, because you are. And you are just exactly who and what you are meant to be. So I hope that this all can help you feel those things and feel a sense of healing and peace and whatever it is that you're needing in this moment. Alrighty, I'll talk to you and see you very soon. Thank you so much for listening.